This morning, we were inspired by architect Michael Murphy. But at the turn of this century, 7,500 kilometers away from Boston, our next speaker started pioneering the role of architecture in Burkina Faso. He was born the eldest son of a village leader. He won a scholarship to study architecture in Berlin. In 1998, while still a student, he founded the charity Bricks for Gando with the aim of transforming his village through sustainable architecture. He did just that and more. He grew up to become both a local hero and an international architect, celebrated last year at an exhibition at the Royal Academy. From simple clay, sprinkled with the magic of goodwill from local people, he is able to conjure architectural gold. As you will see, please welcome the architectural alchemist, Francis Kéré.
Thank you. So I'm very happy to be here. I know time is limited, so let me just go. This is one part of myself. This picture is my culture. This guy on the horse, it is me. And here, it's me. I have one leg. One is in Burkina Faso, and one is here in your culture. In this culture, in Burkina Faso, today, in the time of smartphone, I'm talking about iPhone, Samsung, whatever. In the time of globalization, Facebook, Google. In this place, education still remains a dream for the most population. In this place, we have leaders that are looking forward to your culture, to the Western culture. This is the picture of the capital city of Ouagadougou. There is not much to say. You feel that there was an idea to create a second Paris. So look at what we made out of it. We get a structure, it may be good or not, but we keep replicating it. The fact is, if you take an aircraft, you see that this structure is growing, eating the land that we need to feed our people, for example, and creating dust. It's not a great place to stay. Now, that is what design should not do. We love your culture so much that you can see what's happening here. Down, it's Paris. At the top is the pendant in Ouagadougou. This is the reality. If you go through the street in Burkina, you will see the 21st century in form of an iPhone or a cell phone. But you need this pot on the top, you can see, to keep your drinking water. If you travel, you're gonna travel like this. I hope you can see clearly. A big family, and even the dog on the way to the parent in the village. And by the road, you're gonna cross or see this situation. I think this animal is not suffering. If you look at deeply, you will see the hand of a human being. You will see two bicycles. So this is not a burden. This is, for me, a source of creativity. So this cow enjoying the landscape, and then you come to the village, and you found this great structure. And somehow this is inspiration for me, because it was built by a lot of people, not one person. And it worked with the nature. nature is a great factor in an area where I'm coming from. I want to travel with you to show you what design can do in a given environment, in my given environment. This is something new. Clay buildings in Burkina Faso are not able to stand a rainy season. People are forced to put the plaster every year. Now, somebody wanted to do an advertisement on a board about money transfer. It fell down. They fix it again, it fell down. They fix it again, it fell down. And somebody came off the area to put it on the building. And it looked nice. So people just said, okay, come and paint my house. It looks so different. And other people came, Apsonic. So they start to do the same. People are happy, but nature is still there. So, and this is my other foot. Your culture, education. This is a house in Berlin that I discovered while studying. It's the house of Mies van der Rohe, a great architect. So, this is my world again in West Africa. This is in Tombouctou. It is a landmark. It is a mosque, but I'm most inspired in how people make it. I don't want to get you suffer a lot. I wanted to use these two words, where I am, to use design to improve education and to create sustainable building for my people. So we go with the community. So why with the community? People used to build together. I wanted to use this idea of building with the community to save money. At the same time, I could create something that lasts longer because it will remain in the memory of the people. So we go, we bring stone, women and old people, to the building site and to create the basement. And that is the building. Today, it looks like the first day. The classrooms are well ventilated, and it inspires the kids and the teachers, really. But ladies and gentlemen, how do you explain engineering, drawing, techniques to people who are neither able to read nor write? What I'm doing is to make simple section like you can see, and then it explains the building. And then we start to build. Sometimes you need to make a model things to explain it. So the guy in the middle is me with the heart. And what I'm doing is always to create a model one by one, and I jump on the top. On the top, that is Francis. The one Francis standing you. And then this Francis has to act like this to get people understand techniques, engineering. Because more than 80% of these people are neither able to read nor write. So, and then we start to build. And with clay, the material we can find on the site, we can create structure like this. And because we were so successful, I was allowed to use even clay to make a clay floor. And that is the technique that was considered as poor people techniques. You have to know that in Burkina Faso, school education is connected to France. For this reason, it has to be built with concrete and glass. So imagine the rejection when I came to say I'm going to build with clay. But today, my people accept to introduce even a technique like this, where you discover the power of music, the power of community, how the bits become one, and every bit is the same, and to create a flat floor. So that is what I have discovered using design to improve life of my people. They polish the bottom until it became flat. So allow me to say like a baby bottom. So people start to become aware about our work. So here is an example of a project. I was already doing a big project for this client. It is the IKTC, the Aga Khan development network. And I got a call while struggling to fix other project. I got a call to go to Mopti. Mopti is a city in Africa surrounded by water. Yes, this exists in Africa. It's not Venice, you understand, but somehow surrounded by water. And I was supposed to build somehow here a museum. Then I asked the client, when is the opening? And they told me in 3 months. Okay, well, the Aga Khan network is a great institution, so you cannot say easily no. But I just said, when again? And they said me, in 3 months. I just said, I am not a supermarket. Hang on. And I went. Later, somebody else called, the same story. I said, no, I'm not a supermarket. I'm using clay to build. You want me to build a museum in an artificial land, and it has to stand in 3 months. At the end, I agree. And what we did is what you can see. The struggle is the big mosque in front, and you have to deal with it, knowing that these people from Aga Khan want to have always the highest quality you can have. So, but we make it using clay again, creating a contrast, and that is the building. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is what design can do. Inspire people and push them to push you. And in this city, most buildings are made out clay and wood. It is in the desert. So to introduce a ceiling made out of clay, you are improving the quality of life, but you are solving a big problem, ecological problem. There is no tree to cut and build, so you change people's behavior. While dealing with all of this, I got another call. I have to meet an artist, a great German artist. His name is Christoph Ling. I didn't know him before. He wanted to build an opera in Africa. I'm struggling to build schools. I'm struggling to raise money to build school. And he wants to build an opera in Africa. Okay, I hang on and left. A couple of weeks later, I got another call urging me to call Christoph. Francis, why you don't call Christoph? He's going to die, and he wants you to do his last will, an opera in Africa. I said, oh, wow, I didn't know that. So I called this gentleman, and as you can see, we start to travel to Burkina Faso, and he has like his own TV going with us. On the other hand, creating a contrast. In Africa, a TV is something important. So this guy has his own TV, and he's coming to do a project, an opera. He may be wealthy. The thing is, he was not wealthy. The other thing is, he has no time. He was really dying. And the controversy started. The Germans are critical, sometimes enthusiastic, and I was in the middle. The critics are, Christoph is a provocateur. He is going to destroy a good image of Germany in Africa. And the enthusiastic people loved him because he was an avant-garde, was a crazy, crazy artist. So what happened is little Francis was in the middle, thinking about his little clay houses, where he can do with his community, and now he has to look here, run away because of the critics, or accept to play. Look at what we have done. I started to sketch. He asked me to see the sketches, like now, and the next day, I saw my sketches in every newspaper in Germany. Conservative to avant-garde. Okay, there is no way to escape. And he started to put pressure. We found this plot of land outside the country. And the critic again an opera in the bush. So what opera is this? This is a provocateur. He's going to make bad German culture. Whatever. Before I start to convince him this is not the right place, he sent this container. You can see. And I wasn't finished with the drawing. And then I had to hurry up. And suddenly, we start to build. And that is what it is today. If you go in this site, you see young kids, you see buildings, you enter inside a building in nowhere, and then you open the door, and you have absolute luxury. Ladies and gentlemen, what is luxury? Luxury in Burkina Faso is if you open a door and you enter a room and you turn off a button and water is running. That is luxury. You turn out another button and light is coming, water. That is luxury. So that's what we create. That's what design can do, and it inspires people in my country. So again, I was working with my friend, he was still alive, and down, he told me, Francis, here, I want you to build a nursery. If I'm not able to move, however, I will go down to get fixed, and then I'll go up to celebrate. So I was listening to him, and I had to invent whatever, because everything was about him. So I started to design halls and windows, make a box, put them in, and if you enter, you have contact to the outside, because he loved the site. Okay, I said, good, let's use it. And that is what we see if you go to the village opera in Burkina Faso. Now, it has become a village opera, and not an opera. I had to push him to change the name, to change the concept, to get it accepted, because we still had the critics and the enthusiasts. So you win if you take both of them. So the compromise is to create a center where you have models and people in Burkina Faso can come and learn the techniques and improve their housing. That was the idea. That is why it became an opera village. But if you enter inside, you have openings. Even where he was supposed to lie and look at outside, you still have these. He's not there, but it helps people. It is there, and it inspires people. People in Burkina have no access that you have. If you go these, you see another horizon. You open your horizon. You know that everything is possible. And that is what architecture can do, what design can do. Okay, another doctor, inspired by the opera village, wanted to have his own clinic done by myself while I was still struggling to fix other project. But he was so nice. I agree. And this was built within 8 months. I have trained a group of people that are building. While I'm talking with you, you have to know that I have like 12 building sites in Burkina Faso going on. Every one complicated than the other one. And look at what we're doing. I create frames. I start with my people and I leave. Look at this lady, look at this bucket, and this element, and this guy. And look at the building. I just left, my people stay and just make it nice. Meaning putting a lot of color. I come back, everybody is satisfied. Okay, I am satisfied. I have discovered that I'm creating a frame for people to play. And everybody is happy. That is what design can do. Give inspiration to people. And now, a hospital in Burkina Faso is something where you should not go. If you arrive, it's dirty, nobody's going. But now, in this little clinic, the parents are getting fixed while the kids are playing around. Again, that is what design can do. create space for people. So Gando, my own village, by the way, is still going. I'll show you a very quick project. It's a high school. We started by the primary school. Now we're building a high school. And this is an idea of creating an impact through passive ventilation. And then not using always a brick, not using always the same stuff, because you want to inspire people. You don't want them to start replicating the structure that I showed you before. So we make a model, and then we test. And if it works, we just make a casting system, and we go. We just build. Sometimes the clouds are there, but before you look, before you can be ready, the rain is there. So what do you do with a fragile building? Nothing. You wait. The rain is coming, causing whatever, flood in the city and then on the countryside. And, oh yes, we run and we protect our fragile walls like this. So this is not Christo and Jean-Claude, please. No, it's just my people. And then we wait. The rain comes and goes. Look at. The rain is bringing the material we need to build. We just take it again with clay, we keep building. Building. But what next, ladies and gentlemen? We're going out from Burkina Faso. We're doing project outside. That is a legacy, one of big challenge I have. It is a legacy project of the grandma of Obama. It is about education, because I started with education. And this is, we will break ground in July. And then, so we're tackling the housing problem, because this is still a problem in Africa. It is easy to stand aside and look and criticize, but it is good to enter the problem and try to solve. And I think that is what design is giving us the opportunity to do. So I met a visionary young client, developer. He wanted to create housing, but not to copy the kind of villa, and then you have a fence around you and 10 people waiting for you while you are sleeping, but cluster to get it work. And that is happening while I'm talking to you in Mozambique. But I am also in Germany, in your culture. So, but what to do in the Western world when you work with community, like I'm doing? Space is the most important issue. It is too expensive. Nobody want to develop it and give it free. Here is a competition, Taylor Barak in Mannheim. It's a competition. I propose to create a green corridor crossing the plot because it was close to the main public. And why do you give it to a few people and they will close it again? So my partner told me, you are naive, you will never win the competition in Germany. No, we won the competition. And that is it about, we're going to build this nice bridge, which was so huge, and now that is it. That is the part in what design can do that I don't like, compromises. But you need it. So now, the city is inspired because the project has become a subject of discussion in Germany, and they asked me to build a tower. Ladies and gentlemen, I was building little tiny schools in Africa. And everybody started to laugh. Oh, this young modest guy, he's doing well. A city in Germany is asking me to tackle a problem that I have, to create space for people. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what design can do. You have to believe in it. Another little project that I'm showing you, it is sensing space. Yeah, the English people wanted to see me. Okay, I just went. I have to create an inspiration in the Royal Academy of Art. The average age is 78. They wanted to attract you, the fresher visitor. Okay, we needed to inspire. what can I do in England? What can I do in London? It's cold. Too much water. So, okay, because it's an industrial land, I will use an industrial product to simulate my architecture. My architecture, the wind is going from the bigger space to another space, going through a narrow space. That is my architecture. So that is about it. And because it is cold and wet in London, I wanted to give her an impression of warmness through this lady that you can see, almost naked. So it will be a signal to attract you. And then we start to build. Then I had other thing in mind. I wanted the general public to become part of the installation. What we did is we asked the public to participate, to finish build the structure. That is the day we open. Couple of days later, some day more later, people start to build and build and build, and they stop people. You was not allowed to use more than 2 straws because people wanted to participate. But ladies and gentlemen, what inspired myself by this installation is, I just arrived, there was an old lady, I think 78, the average, and she heard that this young guy wanted the public, the visitor, to build up the installation. And she took a piece of straw and was struggling to put it in. Okay, I'm an African. We respect all people. Oh, you have to help her. I just took her by the hand and we put the first straw. And the second, the hand was still struggling. I helped her, she did it. And she took a third one and put it herself straight ahead and jumped, give me 5 to her friend. These people are used to come and see painting. They are not allowed to approach. You have the English gentleman that will come gently tell you, please don't go closer. And Francis arrived and wanted you to build it up. What inspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what design can do. So very fast, I finished with Gando. So we often, I try to do things differently, but I don't have that much alternative. One alternative that I have in Gando are clay pots. And that is how we wanted to use them to ventilate the room. We bring them to the site. We cut them while the kids are looking too. If the cuts are good, we go to a sort of industrial production. And then we put them on the top, and we pour the concrete. And that is, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Francis, that was so inspiring, and unfortunately, because we've gone over a little bit there, we're not going to do a lot. I'm just going to ask you one question, which is, so you started really on your own, and I'm now assuming that there must be a studio. So how's that been for you, and how many people are now part of Francis Kéré?
Okay. I have a studio in Berlin. Yeah. We are 14. I counted all of them yesterday because we are doing a nice installation in Vitra design. Since everybody worked hard, I wanted to spend everybody the tickets to go to Vitra and visit the installation. So we are 14 there. In Burkina, we are the active people working are like 80, and then still the village community. Yeah. When I am in Gando.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
We wish you a lot of success.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.